your life make very easy, especially because when we send, very few people are lucky, they send the first paper to one journal, it accepted, very few cases. Most of the time we required to send to second journal or third journal, fourth journal. So for that time, your life make easy. Why? Because you just one click, it's sent format, you send it. Otherwise the whole day you are doing and not perfect. So better to use this software. So as I said, there are EndNote, RiffWork and Mendeley, and internet source for literature is Web of the Science, or ISI means the just and as the last I come, when we are talking about the writing, this is a continuous process. Continuous process means pre-writing, writing, revise, rewrite, proofreading, publish, So this is going on until the last stage. You publish, then it's finished. Otherwise, until your paper is not publishing, you will rewrite, you will have to revise, you have to rewrite again, and then when it comes, we will discuss later on about the proofreading and other thing issue in the later part of the discussion. And there are different publishers. I just put some of them. The Elsevier, Taylor, Springers, Cambridge. There are a lot of publishers to publish your paper. While you started to choose, you will get the information. And the last thing of this one, to avoid plagiarism. Avoid, because most of the new researchers, they don't understand. I remember one of my colleague, even the PhD student, they write, I say, why you got? He say, I take this whole paragraph, I put the reference. This is okay. I say, how possible okay? Because you take whole paragraph of that thing and it does not change anything, and you directly putting the reference. Is it citation? No. Why? It's going to happen well, especially when you are going nowadays. I don't know other university, but UPM we are using Turnitin software. So Turnitin software, of course, means I am not 100% agree with software, but at least it will give idea. Idea give from where you take these things, because sometimes we take the material unintentionally. We don't know. We write it and they match. Because I remember my own paper when I write, it matched from some university. I don't take it from them, but their database it show that it matching from there. So they will give. So they will give you idea that where you take the copy. So when you take whole paragraph, the counting of word will increase. This is the trick, If you take whole paragraph, they will take whole paragraph as a plagiarism, because the number of words you use more from the single paper. And even the same paper, if you cite that same references in more time, more number of Turnitin will increase, because they look the number of words from the same paper. So same paper, like for example, you take 30%, so it will increase. So you have to require to restructure. You have to use. There is no problem in using the published paper, but you restructure little bit, and then you will write and put the citation from ETL, from this one you have to put. There is no, because we want citation. Anybody wants the citation, but don't be put. Of course, some of the time they put, but nobody going to care about it, But as a researcher, better to don't put full paragraph, because it's wrong. Because you take whole paragraph, it's almost maybe the 100 word you put at a time, so it will create the problem. So better to take that by small, not the full amount of that things from the one place. So basically a plagiarism, they are called the plagiarism. Plagiarism is defined in a dictionary as a wrongful appropriation, close imitation, or prolonging publication of another author's language, thoughts, idea, or expression. So like for example, somebody work, you publish, or you will take in the language, like for example, you are writing in English, you convert into the Bhasha Malay. So this is also plagiarism. You will take the thought of somebody and you publish it. You take the ideas of somebody, you take the expression of somebody, equation or anything they express. This is also plagiarism, until you give the right citation to that authors. You have the right to take, but you have to mention that I take from that people. No cut and paste. Software like Whiteboard, Turnitin is coming to check it and the problems associated with it. Recently I find from somebody, maybe it's not visible for you because it's very cumbersome is that one. Maybe you will, when you enlarge, they have to define from the different sources, So they say copy cut, that will maybe I will send, then you will enlarge it, then you will get when you are going to make it bigger, this file is visible. So there are different type of plagiarism. Like for example, I publish my paper and I take that paper and again publish in book chapter. That is also plagiarism. Because you publish already that things in the journal paper, you have no right to publish in book chapters. You have possible to use the certain amount of that, but the full, like recently one of our PhD student, he want to contribute two book chapter in my edited book. So when he sent me, I just do the Turnitin of, because nowadays we are doing the Turnitin of most of the students. It comes 58%. So then I emailed to that guy, he already done the PhD from UPM. He said, it's my work. I said, don't mean your work, mean you will just copy paste in the book chapter. It's not acceptable. So you have to take certain amount of that thing from you, but 57% is not accept because more than half you are taking of your paper in the book chapter is not acceptable. So we have to understand that what extent we are going to copy. There is the extent is there. So whole thing is not possible to use because as I say, we have right a copyright. We give to them, you have permission to use. There is no restriction to don't use anything. You have the permission, which you have to use with proper citation and proper permission. So these are the different how serious it, and they say self-plagiarism, other plagiarism, the different type of things are there. So maybe when I send, you will enlarge it and look at what type of this is there. So this is the last thing. Thank you to all of you. So if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Then we have the last presentation for today.
We want these slides.
Huh?
We want these slides.
No problem. I will email to all of you. Don't worry.
Thank
okay.
you.
I will. There is other people also asked to me, so I will email. No problem. Okay.
Thank you.
Beside this slide, you will get. Others, you have any questions or you motivated to write your research paper or not? Huh? So how many people are working on the research paper? Raise hand. How many people are working on the research paper? How many? 1, 2, 3. Bushra, you are not working? No. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's good. 12. So at least the 12 people are working on the research paper. So you will get, and who did not started to work, they have to already get some idea how to, when you are going to plan your research paper, how you are going to plan your research paper. And the best thing, as I say for all of our students who is working nowadays, don't accumulate that data. Accumulate data means that you have the first objective, you finish the first objective, write the paper. Then you have the second objective, you have to write the papers. Because if you don't write the paper, then as I say, the last moment will come, you are rushing for submitting your thesis, you have to get the degree, your fellowship is going to lapse, because if you are getting migrant, you are getting university, most of them they give for 3 years. So if you don't complete your degree in 3 years, you have to pay from your own pocket. So it will make you the more tension, what you write the paper, you have more tension of financial. So I don't think you will write a paper, So better to when you have started, you have to do the write-up of your paper. Any question? Anything? Nobody want to ask the question? Means that everybody have understand or nobody have understand? Understand. So good thing that you will understand with that. So anybody want to submit their paper? Anybody? Nobody? Not ready. Okay. So no problem. I have, frankly, I have no paper to submit, but I have the one ready paper that is going on. I don't submit that paper. Okay. So I just show you how to going to submit. But I'm not going to click it to submit because that paper is already submitted somewhere. So that is just I'm going to look the one. I don't know how much the internet speed will support us. So before, when your paper ready, everything ready. So before going to any journal, as we say, like for example, here which journal I am going to choose, that journal is already decided by me, okay? And that I already read the aim and scope of that journal. When we reach to the submit stage, when we submit stage we read, it means already we decided about the journals and we have the all informations about that journal. And then you require to, before going to submit the online, you have must be this information. Covering letter, you must be, your covering letter is ready, your figure is ready, your highlight, because some of the journal they want highlights. And nowadays some journal become very polite to writer. They say paper on your way. Any way you submit the paper. Like material design and some journal, they don't want any formatting because they want people to publish. So they don't want people to make the torture. So they say no problem, you submit the paper, any style, any format, you submit. When the paper is revision stage, when it will revise, then you have to submit in the proper format. So this is very good for research, I like, because we don't require to format it again. But we submit to another paper, rejected, I just submit and that is style. So they make easy. They are slowly they are making they understand the problem of the researcher, so they are making the easy things and they want you to publish. The purpose to that, they want you to publish, you don't run away from the publish. So they are making that. So you have to require to make the covering letter, figures, highlight, manuscript, what is the main article of your suggested reviewer and tables. That this guy is asking that about the reviewer, okay? So reviewer is that most of the journal is asking from you, give the name of the reviewer, okay? So if you are lucky, then they send to your suggested reviewer. But previous time my experience is 90% they don't send. Only the 10% will happen to you, they will send to the reviewer which you suggested. Otherwise what you do, I submit, he submit, diagonal, his reviewer give to me, my reviewer give to him. So they will cross-link. The editor most of the time is doing, but some of the time we are lucky because we send to the our friend or somebody and they become a reviewer of our paper. But sometimes some of the people have a bad experience with even his friend. When it paper go, the friend will write, very tough. Because maybe he is not happy that when we are friend, okay, but when the time will review, between that we have something happen, So it go to the paper with our reviewer. He is my friend, but he write very, very negative with my paper, Sometimes it happen. But we have to require to, because this is one of the positive point for you. So don't put that, you look from the journal and then you put very hi-fi reviewer, don't do. You have to must be put the reviewer which is known to you, known to your supervisor, known to your research group. So when it go to that one, he already know that what is the work you are doing. And like for me, I know that paper go to my friend, but frankly, don't be compel him to write your thoughts. And you just give the hand to him and say what you feel comfortable in that paper, you will comment. But please don't reject it. We put the line we put down, we say please don't reject. Give the chance. Sometime happen, if I'm working in the UPM more than 2.5 years, I have only 3 times I get the paper from UPM researcher. Generally it did not happen, because most of the reviewer, they say don't put the reviewer from your institution. But the 3 papers, one from bioresource, one from Journal of Textile, one from Soil, Air and Water, I get to review the same, but unfortunately I recommended the paper, but their paper rejected. Because the other reviewer have right against to that paper. And then in that 3 paper I done, in that the 2 is accepted.